too slow, too young, too inexperienced, and on and on. Any kind of too you can think of, I've probably heard it. This kind of label makes people do two different things, run and forget, or play and prove. I chose to play and prove. My dad, Phil, always knew I was going to be an underdog with an undersized frame who would have to prove my worth on the sports field. My dad is 5'5" and was a boxer in his youth. Whenever I would come home from shooting hoops or throwing the baseball or any other athletic endeavor, he would ask, "Are you done?" When I told him yes, he would reply, "Well, that's fine, but don't forget, there is always someone out there taking one more rep than you just did." Early on, he was instilling in me that my path would not be easy, and I would have to work to achieve success. He knew I had very big dreams, and he prepared my mind to think, focus, and respond the right way. How did he do this? Well, when I was growing up, you didn't have to show your birth certificate, fingerprints, and blood work just to prove your age. I'm joking, but you get the idea. If there was an 8-year-old baseball team, everyone just assumed all members of the team were 8. They took your word for it. My dad made sure that I was always playing up. So when I was 8, I played on the 10-year-old team. When I was 10, I played on the 11 or 12-year-old team. I learned at an early age that there would always be people out there with an easier path than me. I saw how they were more skilled, more physically mature, bigger, stronger, and faster. However, the skill they possessed was only part of the equation. Being younger and a late bloomer, I was going to have to find other ways to succeed and win. I started to value the talent of a person at an early age more than just the skill. Knowing that I wasn't the most skilled on the field, and being smaller, shorter, and slower than most of the other kids on my team and in the league, I recognized that talent was much more than physical ability and stature. I discovered that talent, the how, heart, spirit, creativity, unconquerable will, effort, soul, passion, ability to be a great teammate, and refuse to lose mentality were a big part of success in who I was, and I could use my talent to my advantage. I had to play smarter, work harder, and find ways to do it better for longer. My game had to be different. I didn't have a choice if I wanted to succeed. People often say that talent is something you are born with and skill is something you develop. However, I believe skill is what you were born with based on genes from your parents, and talent is the unmeasurable force that allows your skill to develop into something really special based on all the experiences in your life. Not only did my dad teach that the talent of a person mattered the most, but he also made me see that I could connect my teammates and friends and other boys who lived on my block. Even though I was the youngest on the block, I wasn't afraid to talk to anyone. I was very confident and kind as a young person and saw the good in everyone. I was always taught that there is so much more good in a person than there is bad. So find the good. Bring it out. Give others the benefit of the doubt. Judge those on how they treat you and stand up for others who don't stand up for themselves. But the road to prove myself was longer than most because I was the youngest and got picked on more than the other kids. For instance, one afternoon, after walking up the hill from trading baseball cards with the kids on the block, some of the older kids tore up my cards and sent me home with my tail between my legs for not trading my best cards with them. I arrived home sad, mad, and frustrated. My dad took one look at me and said, "You have two options. Sit here and cry, or go make it work." Simple yet powerful. It was my job to find a way to make the situation work after being embarrassed and humiliated by the kids on the block. Find a way was the lesson. Even on the days when you don't feel like it, go make it work with the other kids on the block who just humiliated you in front of the others. Sit here and cry, or go find a way to make it work for you. One Christmas, I received a pair of boxing gloves, and we used them to box each other in the street. The older kids would assign who was going to fight, and then each fighter got one glove since mine were the only pair. Even though I was the youngest, everyone loved to watch me fight because I wouldn't quit. The older kids would give me the left-handed glove, knowing